On the news, Emefiele faces fresh 22-count charge to be arranged on Monday. Tinubu seeks peace in Africa, troubled sport around the world. And NERC orders all discos to set a portal for customers to check their band status. Many thanks for joining us in News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I'm Tamilore Akinkwole. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has filed new criminal charges against Godwin Emefiele, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The 26-count charge borders on accepting gratification, accepting grief through agents, corruption, receipt of property fraudulently obtained, and conferring corrupt advantage on his associate. The FCC alleged that Emefiele was guilty of abuse of office between 2022 and 2023 in Lagos. The former CBN governor will be arraigned on Monday, April the 8th, before Rahman Oshodi, judge of an Ikeja High Court in Lagos. According to the charge, the offences committed contravened Section 73 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2011. Emefiele is currently facing a 20-count amended charge bordering on alleged criminal breach of trust, forgery, conspiracy to commit forgery, procurement fraud, and conspiracy to commit a felony. President Bola Tinubu has made a passionate appeal for global peace and stability, particularly in Africa and troubled sport around the world. Addressing members of the diplomatic corps and heads of international organizations during iftar at the State House, Abuja, the president urged the ambassadors to convey the message of peace and stability to their respective countries. He appealed to members of the corps to extend their care and support to the needy and the vulnerable, saying that the collective responsibility to promote peace and stability globally.
Your Excellencies, I appreciate your coming and sharing it with us. But let us, in our heart, care for the needy. Care for those who have not. And together, we can promote peace and stability across the world. We can teach the message if we believe in it. It is a joy that you share the evening, and the memory of it is what we need to extend to your various countries. That stability is here, peace is here, and we should all join together to promote peace across the world.
The two major religions in Nigeria both recognize the importance of fasting. Essentially, is to check your ego, is to check excesses, and in that way you also check this human drive for acquisitiveness, for wanting to possess. And perhaps if we do more of that, then we will live in a much more peaceful world. And we hope and pray that the conflicts that continue to rage in different parts of the world today will come to an end very soon by the grace of God, inshallah.
The governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, said that he has nothing to fear with 16 aspirants jostling for the ticket of the All Progressive Congress APC in the April 20th governorship primary election. Aiyedatiwa said this on Thursday in Abuja after submitting his nomination and expression of interest forms at the party secretariat. He said his desire to continue as the governor of Ondo State was not just born out of his ambition alone, but as a response to the demands, callings, yearnings, and aspirations of the people of the state.
I respect all the aspirants. Like you said, they are eminently qualified. But we know ourselves. They've been around, and we know who they are and what they can do. So I can tell you there is nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. I respect them, and they are qualified, illustrious son of Ondo State, all of us. But the people of Ondo State know what they want and who they want. And part of that which we have been able to improve upon is to ensure that no staff of Ondo State is being owed their salaries. All the arrears have been cleared immediately I came into the office. We are also recruiting teachers, about 2,000 right now, both secondary and primary and secondary school level, to cover the gap that's been created as a dearth of teachers in our schools. These are the things that we are improving upon so that we can have enough teachers in our various schools. We've just paid for the WAEC examination of all students of public schools, secondary school in Ondo State. Gratuity 2014 that have been owed for many years was cleared immediately I came into office. These and many other things. I've just set up Agric and Food Security Committee to look into how we can improve agriculture, agric and agribusiness in Ondo State, to make agriculture attractive to the youth. And I've been able to assemble the best we can get in our states.
The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has issued new directives to the electricity distribution companies, DISCOs, on the implementation of the April 24 multi-year tariff order. The directives were contained in a statement signed by NERC's Deputy General Manager of Market Competition and Rates, Abba Terab, on Saturday. According to him, all DISCOs are directed to ensure that only the newly approved Band A feeders listed in their April 24 supplementary orders are maintained as Band A for the purpose of vending to prepaid customers and billing for postpaid customers on their networks. It said all DISCOs are required to immediately post on their website the schedule of approved Band A feeders that have been affected by the rate review. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Labour Congress has told the federal government to prepare for the consequences of the tariff hike, which it described as wicked and unpopular. The Labour said since the government preferred to listen to the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, it should be ready to face the consequences. Manufacturers and the organized labor had kicked against the hike in tariff payable by about 1.9 million consumers, which was approved and announced by the federal government on Wednesday. Subsidy on electricity was withdrawn completely from the tariff of customers on the Band A category, which constitute about 15% of the total 12.82 million power consumers across the country. And a group known as the Assembly of Labour Veterans and Trade Unionists has called on President of Nigeria Labour Congress Joe Ajaero and the embattled Labour Party Chairman Julius Abure to resign from their positions, accusing both men of deviating from the interests of the labour movement in the country. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the former NLC Vice President Issa Tijani, who spoke on behalf of the group, said the crisis between the leadership of NLC and Labour Party was having a detrimental impact on the nation's labour movement, saying it has resulted in the neglect of constitutional duties and core responsibility by labour leaders, ultimately leaving Nigerian workers to fend for themselves amidst the country's economic challenges.
In his desperate attempts to cling to power at all costs, he egregiously stepped on the big toes of all prominent party and political stakeholders. The chairman failed to hold or adhere strictly to wider consultations with varying interest groups in the party. The embattled barrister also offended the provisions of the party's constitution and grossly violated the rulings of the consent judgment, which ordered the contending parties to hold an expansive and all-inclusive national convention of the party. Given the overwhelming evidence assiduously marshaled and the arrays of well-established cases of fraternal recklessness brought forward by the treasurer of the party against the party's chairman, and in full cognizance of the woeful failure Comrade Joe Ajaero to rise to the challenge demanded by his office, thereby scoring below average in leadership performance, we, the Assembly of Labor Veterans and Trade Unionists, strongly lend our voice to the open calls for both Barrister Julius Abure and Comrade Joe Ajaero to resign forthwith.
President Tinubu's recent approval of the student loan bill has sparked various reactions, with some praising the initiative, while others highlighted potential challenges associated with its implementation. The president said the policy aims to widen access to educational opportunities that would otherwise be financially unattainable for many. However, in response, Olunifasi Suraj, a senior lecturer at the University of Lagos Department of Mass Communication, has raised concerns about the lack of logistical clarity regarding how students would access the loans. Suraj draws a parallel of challenges faced by similar initiatives, such as those overseen by TED Fund, saying the importance of addressing logistical issues to ensure the effectiveness and sustainability of the student loan policy.
Let me take you back to the issue of TED Fund, how TED Fund started. It is the brain of the academic work. The universities give the idea of how that should be done, just something that's similar to what about this loan is all about now. But the issue here is that most of us cannot access this fund. It's another big problem. You see, it's meant for travel, it's meant for a conference, it's meant for, but I can tell you on a personal basis, I don't know when I've accessed this fund. I kept on applying every time. Logistics, politics, at Abuja there, priority, ethnic, a lot of issues are there. Some part of the country are accessing the money in another part of the country, and then some have their way up there. It's a Nigerian thing. I'm sorry to see this word. This is frustration. You see, the essence of TED Fund, I would say, have been defeated. Because the whole thing is not, for me, it's not working. So I see the same problem with this. Well, they've come out with where the money will come from, but I still go to that question, how many people can access this money at the same time? How would the money be distributed, be disbursed? Is it going to take the issue of quota system again? Is it going to take the issue of part of the country, geopolitical regions? Because these are the way policy, why I'm going to all this is that this is the Nigerian thing. This is how this thing works. This is about politics. It's about politics. You see, TED Fund is being accessed by part of the country than other part of the country. That is the obvious things. And nobody can talk about it because it depends on the person who is there. So is all those logistics going to come out? If 1,000, if about, like I said, the poverty rate in Nigeria is very high now. You can see many students have problem in going through education because of fund. Now, looking at the population of the youth, how many people can apply? How many people will be given? How would the structure of disbursement be done? Have they worked out those logistics inside that bill?
Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance's pledged $250 million grant to support vaccine initiative in the country in a stride towards strengthening Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure. Sania Nishta, the Chief Executive Officer of Gavi, said the organization is dedicated to tackling vaccine inequity in Africa, highlighting initiatives like the African Vaccine Manufacturing Accelerator as integral to its mission. Now, in response to this announcement, Vitalis Ejidike, a pharmacist, said the importance of collaboration such as this is in driving vaccine production efforts in Nigeria. It said that the country possesses capable manufacturing companies that can effectively partner with Gavi and other organizations to advance vaccine development and production.
Thank you so much. The truth is that if there's any time Nigeria needs collaboration or partnership like companies like Gavi, it's actually now. Now, where we have a whole lot of scarcity of drugs and vaccines in particular, because I'm actually in this system, I know what it takes. I know what it takes to procure vaccines and all. And recently, we've seen massive depletion of these vaccines across, because as I mentioned earlier, that a whole lot of companies like Sanofi and GSK, their major share, they contribute to a good quota in the production and distribution of vaccine in Nigeria. Now, these countries just left, and these companies, just left, and we are talking about the lacuna created as a result of this process. You know, we have shortage of vaccine circulation. So if there's any time Nigeria needs partners like Gavi, it's actually now, to help to sustain the provision of the vaccines in the country, and partner with a whole lot of indigenous companies who are really strong and already doing something. Yeah, you have a whole lot of them, like Enzo, that have capacity to produce vaccines, and we have a whole lot of other manufacturing companies, other pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria. They can partner with this company, and they can give a good result, or they can actually sustain the vaccine production like capacity in Nigeria. Yeah, if you ask me, I would say it's actually feasible, very much feasible for that to happen, for such collaboration, and it's a very encouraging one.
A Federal High Court in Lagos has set April 9, 2024 as the date for the sentencing of popular cross-dresser and social media personality Idris Okuneye, also known as Bobrisky. This decision follows Bobrisky's guilty plea to a 4-count charge of naira abuse brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. During the court proceedings, Justice Abimbola Awogworo reserved the sentencing date after Bobrisky admitted guilt to the charges. The judge ordered that Bobrisky be remanded in EFCC custody pending his sentencing. However, Bobrisky's lawyer requested a non-custodial sentence and an option of a fine, citing his client's status as a first-time offender and his commitment to reform.
Idris is a first offender, and by the relevant provisions of Administration of Criminal Justice Act, the court will not impose maximum punishment to her. What is the punishment? 6 months or 50,000 fine, either of the two. And the EFCC, they've considered to fine. And they've even accepted the defendant's request to stop abuse of naira. So in all, we are not paid. The Honorable Court is the master of his court. So the adjournment is not unusual, but we have trust, confidence in the court that come Tuesday, 9th of April, justice will be done.
We'll take a break here, but coming up next, Mexico cuts diplomatic ties with Ecuador after embassy was stormed. Details of the story after this break.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the GoTo app. If you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. Now, a quick recap of our top stories. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has filed new criminal charges against Godwin Emefiele, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The 26-count charge includes allegation of accepting gratification, receiving gifts through agents, corruption, fraudulent receipt of property, and providing corrupt benefit to associates. Emefiele is set to be arraigned before a judge at an Ikeja High Court in Lagos on Monday, April 8th. We also told you that NERC has issued new directives to Nigerian electricity distribution companies, DISCO, regarding the implementation of the April 2024 multi-year tariff order. Furthermore, all DISCOs are mandated to promptly publish the schedule of approved Band A feeders affected by the rate review on their respective websites. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Limes World TV and AVO TV. Log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. And on business, days after the proposed reduction in the pump price of automotive gas oil, popularly called diesel, and following the reported commencement of sale of products by the $20 billion worth Dangote Petroleum Refinery to oil marketers nationwide, citizens in Lagos says prices have remained the same. And this contradicts indication of a possible crash in diesel price after the Dangote oil refinery began supplying petroleum products to the local market. Our correspondent, Comfort Samuel, who assessed the situation in various filling stations in Lagos, completes the report.
Reports emerged on Wednesday, April 3rd, that the Dangote refinery had sold 1 million litres of diesel to each registered oil marketer that got the products from the plant since it commenced sale. Officials of the refinery and oil dealers confirmed that the product was dispensed at between 1,225 naira and 1,300 per litre, depending on the volume of purchase. The supply subsequently is expected to crash prices to around 1,350 naira per litre in some locations across the country from about 1,700 per litre, which it was sold for. However, the new pricing is yet to take full effect as some filling stations in Lagos are still selling the commodity at the old price. Commercial drivers and business owners say if the new price is implemented, it will help reduce the cost of production and have a significant improvement on the economy.
There can be relief, and there will definitely be reduction in the price. Although initially I heard about it that maybe Dangote the business will concentrate on international supply and not within the country. It will be supplying locally. So probably there will, but the Nigerian market is unpredictable. You can never say until it starts happening. Yeah.
Where these other filling stations are taking, other tanker are taking their own is different than refinery Dangote refinery. So you can't expect it to be selling 1,250 or 900 for Dangote, and this book can be selling 900. It can't possible because the place they are taking their own is the price they are giving them there is different than Dangote refinery. Until the government can down say, okay, yeah, let other filling station or other depot should bring their own price down.
If the price comes down, then manufacturers will be able to assess the price at a cheaper, the diesel at a cheaper price, and then improve their production, maybe both those who are producing for local consumption and for export. So it's expected to improve the economy. And we expect more of that, of the reduction.
Despite this situation, Lagos residents say they anticipate the proposed crash in prices of diesel, which is also expected to end Nigeria's reliance on imported petroleum products.
I read now that Dangote said his own diesel is going to come down. And when I read further, they say it's 1,250. If you sell at 1,250, that means it cannot come further down more than that 1,250 because he is always the determinant. If it comes like that, we are expecting as dollar is coming down, that diesel is still coming. We have faith that diesel is still coming down to as low as 600. But if Dangote comes now and said his own is 1,250, that is the yardstick that everybody will sell it, and that is the beginning of the problem. If all these people should put it in mind that we come to the world, though we come and do business and to come and make impact, but we come and die once. When you are going to die, are you going with all these things? They should have that knowledge at the back of their mind. If they have that knowledge at the back of their mind, then they will take the things of this world with a loose hand, and things will be easier. We are the ones that are frustrating. Those people that are called cabals, they are the ones that are frustrating the government, and it is affecting poor masses.
Meanwhile, officials of Dangote PLC have confirmed that premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, will soon be released to the market. Comfort Samuel, TV360 News, Lagos.
And on the foreign scene, Mexico has announced the severance of diplomatic relations with Ecuador following a contentious incident where Ecuadorian police raided the Mexican embassy in Quito to apprehend former Ecuadorian Vice President George Glass. The former Vice President, who was seeking asylum within the embassy, was arrested during the raid, leading to heightened tension between the two nations. The rift between Mexico and Ecuador had been steadily escalating since Mexico's decision to grant political asylum to Glass. Mexico condemned the action of Ecuadorian authorities, labeling them as a breach of international law. In response to the incident, Ecuador's government released a statement confirming the arrest. Meanwhile, Mexico's Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Alicia Bárcena, announced plans to file a complaint with the International Court of Justice, denouncing the actions of the Ecuadorian police. And lastly, on sport, retired Nigerian players who once graced the English Premier League have voiced concerns over allegations of racism involving Chelsea's Conor Gallagher. The midfielder sparked controversy when he appeared to snub a young black boy in the tunnel before Chelsea's match against Burnley at Stamford Bridge last Saturday. In the footage, a young black boy extended his hand for a high five with Gallagher, only to be disregarded as the midfielder opted to acknowledge a white boy behind him with a tap on the shoulder. Now, former Super Eagles defender Ifeanyi has condemned Gallagher's action, describing them as a clear case of racism. In response to the controversy, Chelsea released a statement on Monday defending Gallagher, though the matter remains contentious and highlights ongoing discussion about racism in football. And that wraps up our bulletin on News Now. Many thanks for watching. I'm Tamilore Akinkwole. See you again next time.